Hello receptionist, Mrs. Halford, and I'm here to read you another story. And this story is about a little old lady who just doesn't think her house is big enough. And it's called A Squash and a Squeeze. A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and chairs, and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man here grumbled and groused, "There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? This house is such a squash and a squeeze." Ooh. "Take in your hen," said the wise old man. "Take in my hen? What a curious plan." Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped around the room, knocking over the jug. The little old lady cried, "What shall I do? It was pokey for one and it's tiny for two. My nose is a tickle and there's no room to sneeze, and my house is such a squash and a squeeze." She said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is such a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your goat," said the wise old man. "Take in my goat? What a curious plan." Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg, and then sat down to nibble the table leg. I don't think that's going very well, do you? The little old lady cried, "Glory be! It was tiny for two and ditchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. My house is such a squash and a squeeze." She said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is such a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your pig," said the wise old man. "Take in my pig? What a curious plan." So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the larder again and again. The little old lady cried, "Stop, I implore! It was titchy for three, but it's teeny for four. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is such a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you please help me? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your cow," said the wise old man. "Take in my cow? What a curious plan." Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. The little old lady cried, "Heavens alive! It was teeny for four and weeny for five. I'm tearing my hair out and down on my knees. My house is such a squash and a squeeze." She said, "Oh, wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is such a squash and a squeeze." "Take them all out," said the wise old man. "But then I'll be back where I first began." So she opened the window and out flew the hen. "Oh, that's better. At least I can sneeze again." She shooed out the goat and she shoved out the pig. My house is beginning to look pretty big. She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. "Just look at my house. It's enormous now." "Oh, thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was weeny for five. It's gigantic for one. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house. And now she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. And it isn't a squash. And it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. And it isn't a squash. And it isn't a squeeze. I think she found out that her house was just big enough after all, don't you? Well, it's been lovely reading you a story, and we'll see each other soon. Bye-bye.